Hi everyone, welcome to today's video, and today I'll be sharing with you guys on how to crochet this granny square bucket hat. I tried to recreate the bucket hat that is seen in Red Velvet Joy's first solo music video for her song called Hello. I personally love listening to the song, and I would recommend you guys to go and check the song out if you haven't. The materials that you would need are 2 colored yarns. Over here I'm using purple and light green. You would also need a crochet hook. I'm using a 4.5mm hook. You will need crochet needle and also scissors. In this video, I'll be using the abbreviations as shown. This video would be part 1 of the crochet tutorial, and I will be mainly sharing with you guys on how to make the granny square. To make the bucket hat, you would need to make 5 of these granny squares. For round 1, we are going to start with a magic ring. And then we would do chain 2, and we are going to do 16 double crochet into the magic ring. So over here I'm doing the first double crochet. This is followed by a second double crochet into the magic ring, and in total you would need to make 16 of the double crochet. I will see you guys again once you're done with making 16 double crochet. This is my last double crochet into the magic ring, and so you would probably want to count just to make sure that you have 16 double crochet in the magic ring. And once you are done, you would tighten the circle by pulling the yarn, and you would do a slip stitch to the chain. If you remembered, at the beginning we formed a chain 2, so you would form a slip stitch to the end of that chain. So when I do a slip stitch, I'm going to insert my hook into that chain, and I'm going to grab a new yarn. So I'm going to grab the purple colored yarn, and I'm going to complete the slip stitch with that yarn. So we would now move on to round 2. And to start round 2, I would do chain 2 with the purple yarn. Before moving forward for the rest of round 2, I would first tie the green and purple yarn together so that it doesn't come loose. I would also cut the green yarn because we no longer need the green yarn for now, and make sure that there is some left behind so that you can weave it in later on. For round 2, we are going to do 2 double crochet into each double crochet space. Earlier on, we formed a chain for round 1 and then a double crochet, and so there's a space between them. And we are going to crochet into that space instead of the stitch. So we would first do 1 double crochet, and then we are going to do the second double crochet into the same space. You would then move on to the next space, and we would do 2 double crochet into that space. So for each space, you would do 2 double crochet, and since there would be 16 spaces, we would have a total of 32 double crochet for the second round. I'll meet you guys once you are nearing the end of round 2. Now to end round 2, we would do a slip stitch to the chain as shown here. So just now we made a chain 2 before we started round 2, and we are going to do a slip stitch to that chain. And we are going to complete the slip stitch by changing it to green color as shown. Moving on to round 3, we would do chain 2 and you would tie the purple and green yarn again so that it doesn't become loose. And then we would cut the purple yarn, and when you cut the yarn, make sure that there is enough yarn left behind for you to weave it in later on. Next, we would work into the space between the chain and the double crochet as shown, and we are going to do 3 triple crochet into that space. So now I'm doing the first triple crochet. Second triple crochet into the same space. And the third triple crochet into the same space. So next I will do a chain 1 and then I will skip a space. And I would move on to the next space and work into that space. So I would do 3 triple crochet into the double crochet space, and then I would do chain 1 and skip a space, and I would do this for 2 times. Note that because we skip space, this would result in 2 double crochets between each group of triple crochets. So after doing this chain 1, I would skip space and I would work 3 triple crochet into the next space. And then I would do a chain 2. And I would skip a space and work 3 triple crochet into the next space. And so I would follow the steps as shown in the caption for 3 times. So after doing the set 3 times, I would then skip space and move on to the next double crochet space and do 3 triple crochet into that space. And then I would do chain 2. And then I would skip a space and work 3 triple crochet into the space. And then I'll repeat the same sets as earlier on for 3 times again. At the end of the 3 sets, it would be a chain 1 and skipping a space. Next, I would do 3 triple crochet into the double crochet space. This would be followed by a chain 2, and I would skip a space and repeat the steps as shown 3 times again. After ending the 3 sets with a chain 1 and skipping a space, we would do 3 triple crochet into the double crochet space. This would then be followed by a chain 2, and then we would do a slip stitch to the chain. So if you recall, before we did the triple crochets, we did a chain 2, and so we are going to do a slip stitch to that chain. And to complete the slip stitch, we are going to use a purple yarn. This would allow us to do round 4 with the color purple. For round 4, we would start with chain 2, and then we would tie the purple and green yarn together so that it doesn't come loose. We would also cut the green yarn because we no longer need it. Make sure that there's enough for you to weave it in later on. Next, what we are going to do is, we are going to do 3 double crochet into the space as shown. We are going to do 3 double crochet into each of the 3 spaces. For the next space, we are going to do 3 triple crochet into that space. This would be followed by a chain 2, and then we would do another 3 triple crochet into the same space. For the rest of round 4, it would be basically a repetition of what we have done so far. So you would do 3 double crochet into the next 3 spaces. This would be followed by a 3 triple crochet to the next space, chain 2, and 3 triple crochet to that same space. We would repeat these steps for a total of 3 times. I will meet you guys again once you are done with repeating these steps for 3 times. So basically now I'm doing the last group of the 3 triple crochets. As you can see here, by round 4, you would start getting the square shape of the granny square. And to end round 4, I'm going to do a slip stitch to the end of the chain that we formed earlier. We would then move on to round 5 and you would do a chain 1, which would be followed by single crochets to the next 12 stitches. After doing the first single crochet, I would just use a stitch marker to remind myself where I started my first single crochet. You would then reach the space shown here and you would do 4 single crochet to that space. Next, you would do 1 single crochet to the next 7 stitches. And then you would do 1 half double crochet to the next 2 stitches. And then you would do 1 double crochet to the next 5 stitches. You would then reach the space here and you would do 4 single crochet to that space. You would then do 1 single crochet to the next 14 stitches. You would again reach the space here and you would do 4 single crochet to that space. What we are going to do next is basically a reverse of what we did earlier on. We are going to do 1 double crochet to the next 5 stitches, and then we would do 1 half double crochet to the next 2 stitches, and then we would do 1 single crochet to the next 7 stitches. You would then reach the space here and you would do 4 single crochet to that space. Lastly, you would do single crochet to the next 2 stitches. You would then remove the stitch marker and do a slip stitch to end round 5. And then you would do chain 1 and you would cut the yarn. Make sure that the yarn is long enough for you to weave it in later on, and then you would pull the yarn through. And we are done with round 5. So this is how your square would look like, and basically what we are left with is to weave in the yarns. Before you weave in the yarn, make sure that you tighten the magic ring by pulling in the yarn at the start of the magic ring. And I personally like to form a knot at the start of the magic ring to prevent it from becoming loose. After weaving in all the yarns, this is how your granny square would look like. As you can see at the bottom, it starts to widen because of the double crochets that we make earlier on. But do not worry, this is done so that it can fit the shape of our forehead better. So that's all for the first part of this tutorial. In the next video, I'll be showing you guys on how to join the different granny squares together and on how to complete the bucket hat. The link to part 2 of the video will be in the description box below. And thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe for more content and see you guys next time. Bye!